Whoever is doing this must think they're really clever, he thought. He looked around to see if someone was hanging around, trying to play a joke on him or something. However, all he could find was a brown barn owl, which seemed incredibly odd in California. Tommy shrugged his shoulders and began to open the letter. Tommy went wide-eyed when he saw what it read. Tommy, we request your appearance at the Leaky Cauldron on Charing Cross Road, London, England, on July 1st at 9 p.m. Enclosed are plane tickets, and all other travel accommodations have been made for a smooth trip and arrival in London. May the power protect you. Sincerely, Zordon. Tommy looked incredulously at the letter, and then looked and saw the plane ticket slide out onto the palm of his hand. He couldn't dare believe what he was thinking, could he? Am I going to be a Power Ranger once again? Welcome back to I Play Mega Man 2 whilst reading horrible fanfiction. That's the ending of Chapter 1 of The Ghost of Me, a Harry Potter Power Rangers crossover. And we are going to start with Flashman today, and start with Chapter 2. I figured I'd just finish up that last little bit so we can get right into Chapter 2. So here we go. Los Angeles Airport. Delayed, Tommy muttered to himself as he turned from the flight attendant. The flight departure kiosk back to a seat at the flight gate. He dropped his bag in the empty seat next to him, leaning his head back, and again began pondering the note from Zordon. In particular, why he would use a note in the first place. Why not teleport? And for that matter, why is he even here? Isn't he supposed to be back on his home planet? He thought to himself. I guess that's Eltar. I had no idea what the hell Eltar was. Tommy! Tommy turned around at the sound of his name, only to see Adam, Jason, Tanya, and Kat standing behind him. Jace, Tommy asked, now standing up, going to greet them. What are you guys doing here? The four then looked at each other. And then simultaneously held up the same exact note that Tommy had gotten. You didn't think Zordon would just send you, did he? Did you? Jason grinned and hugged his longtime friend. I'm glad we're doing this together, Tommy said. So are we it? I think so, Adam said. Justin is still with the Turbo Rangers, and Rocky's still out of commission from his back injury. So unless if any other Rangers are coming from other than Angel Grove, I think it's just the 5 of us, Kat said. Boarding on flight 3213 to London will begin in 5 minutes. the airport announcer guy is the same voice as Zordon. Well, so much for being delayed, Tommy said. Where are you guys sitting? The 3 of us are next to each other, Tommy said, pointing to Adam and Jason. For some reason, Kat's ticket is 7 rows behind ours, row 16. Oh, that's my row, Tommy spotted. Well, we were bound to be in this type of a situation sooner or later, Tommy mused. That was to himself, I guess. 4 Privet Drive. Petunia and Vernon Dursley and their son, Dudley, sat in the kitchen, enjoying their lunch on a nice, seemingly quiet afternoon. Dudley was set to start his last year of schooling, and though he rarely got good marks, he still somehow managed to be the apple of his mother's eye. It was especially true now. In fact, all 3 Dursleys seemed much more jubilant and cheerful. They had gotten word of by Owl, which may have been the only point in the summer Vernon was angry, that their wizarding nephew, Harry Potter, would be delayed in return to their their return for the summer holidays. This meant, at least for a little while longer, that there would be no more strange disturbances, no more owls dropping off mail, and no more having to explain away to the neighbors how dreadful their nephew was. Petunia, Vernon said again, speaking in a robust optimism. You know what I love about today? What is it, Dad? Dudley interrupted. I forgot they're British. Petunia, though, just smiled at how great her son was. Well, it marks another day without one of those bloody owls, another day without magic, and another day without our good-for-nothing nephew, he said, with a wide smile across his round face. Rot you are, my dear, Petunia chimed in. At that very moment, an owl swooped in their back window and dropped a red letter onto the table. The reactions were mixed. Vernon grabbed whatever he could, finally finding a rolled-up newspaper to try and swat it away. Petunia screamed, and Dudley, their ever-so-brave 17-year-old, was hiding under the kitchen table. After a few moments, the owl left, relatively unharmed, and their commotion died down, only for their eyes to be fixed on the red letter. It's addressed to us, Petunia said, with a puzzled look. All of a sudden, the letter formed into the letter of a mouth. In this case, a very angry-looking mouth. So next time we're going to see what the letter has to say. That went fairly smoothly too. The problem with this longer story is that don't have as much time to get through them because a lot of these stages are pretty short, but hopefully we'll get through most of it by the end of the game. I'm definitely thinking some trouble is going to happen when we get to some of those harder stages, but that's it for today. Hope you guys having a good time in life. I'll see you next time.